A traitor's just a patriot on the wrong side of winning. Find ecstasy in life. The mere sense of living is joy enough. But if a villain can be made, then they can be unmade. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. Fear defeats more people than any other one thing in the world. Nature's pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. I will continue my path, but I will keep a memory always. Karma is given, not to those who ask, but to those who ask of nothing. It can only take a moment to waste the rest of your life. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary. Whether we fall by ambition, blood, or lust, like diamonds, we are cut with our own dust. Our moral economy went bankrupt long before our financial one. Take care with the end as you do with the beginning. For we can only know that we know nothing, and a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine. A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king. Imagining something is better than remembering something. Failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. If you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. I'm not pretty. I'm not beautiful. I am as radiant as the sun. You have to notice the truth in order to be able to avoid it. Your time is way too valuable to be wasting on people that can't accept who you are. It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes. Every second alive is the greatest gift we will ever know. Many things that don't really mean so much of anything are wonderful. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. I never said it would be easy. I only said it would be worth it. The greatest step towards a life of simplicity is to learn to let go. Fix your mind on truth. Hold firm to virtue. Rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. In your own life, it's important to know how spectacular you are. Your strongest muscle and worst enemy is your mind. Train it well. Our attitude toward life determines life's attitude towards us. Leadership is all about making things to move forward, not backward. If at first you don't succeed, destroy all evidence that you tried. Those who do not think about the future cannot have one. The truth does not change according to our ability to stomach it. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Heaven does without doing, through its purity. Earth does without doing, through its calmness. Truth is a straight line you sometimes need to curve. You should know that by now. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake. If my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself. Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. So many people love you. Don't focus on the people who don't. A paranoid is someone who knows a little of what's going on. In war, numbers alone confer no advantage. Do not advance relying on sheer military power. Misconceptions play a prominent role in my view of the world. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. I don't think there's anything wrong with telling the truth. I know it isn't fashionable. Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be. A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon. The storm is what they threw at me. The hurricane is what I became. The perfect man uses his mind as a mirror. It grasps nothing. It regrets nothing. It receives, but does not keep. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. The fear of appearances is the first symptom of impotence. Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. There's nothing you can't do if you want it bad enough. Flow with whatever may happen and let your mind be free. Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes. The nail that sticks out farthest gets hammered the hardest. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind. It's what's in yourself that makes you happy or unhappy. If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. The longing for paradise is man's longing not to be man. Be brave to stand for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. When you are identified with the One, all things will be complete to you. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. I should have based my judgment upon deeds and not words. Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Almost nobody dances sober unless they happen to be insane. I think there is only one quality worse than hardness of heart, then that is softness of head. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. I'm glad I see with my eyes and not the pages I've read. When you say I and my too much, you lose the capacity to understand the we and our. Just go with it, he thought. You won't figure out anything if you give in to fear. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. It was easier to ask for forgiveness than it was to get permission. A rose does not answer its enemies with words, but with beauty. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic. Words offer meaning. When you've got the meaning, you can forget the words. If a craftsman wants to do good work, he must first sharpen his tools. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion. Your own positive future begins in this moment. All you have is right now. Every goal is possible from here.